Welcome back here, everyone. At one point in time, the Arrowverse was the hottest commodity on the block. CW were putting out shows and stuff that were really impressive. Arrow started off really good. Flash started off really good. People were interested in it. Some of the others kind of hit and miss. Legends of Tomorrow, debatable. Supergirl, debatable. Oh, Batwoman was just garbage, but still, I mean, at a certain point, it was really good. But I, for one, think they got too ambitious with it. They got too large. They kept doing stuff that wasn't going in. I mean, you could have just stuck with Arrow and Flash and been done with it. But they expanded and they expanded and they expanded and they just kept getting where it is. And until now, the Arrowverse is a sad, pathetic shadow of what it once was. Flash is ending soon. The only thing left is really just Superman and Lois, and I don't really care for that much anyway. But as it turns out, one of the producers behind the Arrowverse thinks that, he may have just wasted his time with this show. And when you look at what has come out of it, you may not be completely wrong in thinking so. Let's in this article here from Bumbling into Comics. Arrowverse producer Marc Guggenheim regrets decades spent making DC shows. I really wasted my time. So I don't know if I mess up these names. Alongside Andrew Kreisberg and Greg Berlanti, Marc Guggenheim crafted a shared DC universe that lasted a decade on the CW. Though it wavered in quality over time, however, despite the upside of his track record, the producer's phone isn't exactly ringing off the hook with fresh offers. He lamented this fact in a blog post that's going viral in entertainment news circles. Guggenheim expresses regret for his tenure at the head of the Arrowverse, and it took a turn after the labor that was the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. The project, a live-action adaptation of his seminal comic book series that made a significant impression on my psyche, was more than a labor of love, he said via Entertainment Weekly. It was a labor in every aspect and a project where I spent every ounce of capital I'd amassed in developing DC Comics-related shows for Warner Brothers over an 8-year period, continued. Adding, I called in every favor, I used every chip, I burned every bridge, I even spent $10,000 of my own money. Now, put them there for a second. I saw the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing that they did. I wasn't really all that impressed with it. I figured, to me, it just seemed like a way that they wanted to just get rid of all the other shows that came for them, and that didn't work. You see, this is kind of the problem when you do things with CW or other stuff, and it tanks really bad. You get that attached to your name. People tend to forget how good something may have started off, but they tend to focus on how badly it's come to an end, and they tend to blame you for it. And he has to take some blame. These producers and have to really have to take some blame for it, because you have to put a stop to what is killing these shows. All the garbage that is just keep being pumped in there is not helping anything. You look at a show like Gotham Knights. One episode, and I'm never going back to that. It was so unbelievably cringeworthy bad. There are people who come on and try to defend and say, well, no, it's actually kind of good. No, it's garbage. You know it's garbage. You have to stop. You see, you have to kind of focus on quality over just ticking boxes. You all are not doing that, and you end up in these situations. So like I said, a lot of these shows started off really good. Arrow started off really good until it just became an absolute and utter embarrassing mess of what it was. Nobody even recognizes Flash anymore. Batwoman was doomed to fail from the beginning. Legends of Tomorrow never made any kind of sense at all. But you all just keep adding to it. You have the material in the comics to do these things. Nobody is saying it's going to be 100% accurate, but when you intentionally change things to suit ticking boxes. What do you expect to happen? Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne in the Batman thing. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace. For all the effort and cost afterwards, my phone did not in fact ring off the hook or otherwise. He said, fans loved what we did. There were tweets, there were posts, there were memes. There was much discussion, all of which I was and remain deeply grateful for. He celebrated the love and lack of apathy, but the response was one-sided. The fans were impressed, but those in Hollywood weren't, Guggenheim claims, including DC Studios head James Gunn and Peter Safran. Their perceived indifference to him is why he took his frustration public. James Gunn announced that he assembled a writer's room to help chat out what the new DC universe under his and Safran's leadership is going to be. Guggenheim lamented, suffice it to say, I am not among that group. I'm not particularly surprised. In fact, I assumed that they would assemble some kind of brain trust to help facilitate what I assumed hoped would be envisioned as ambitious as the DC universe deserves. But I'll be honest, I would have liked to have gotten at least a meeting. He clarified he isn't begging for a job, just a meeting. I only spent 9 years toiling in that vineyard after almost including many years co-writing the Green Lantern movie. You probably shouldn't lead with that, you know. A Green Lantern streaming series and comic books like The Flash, Batman, Confidential Adventures of Superman, and Justice Society of America. Now, you gotta understand that James Gunn and Peter Safran have the idea of exactly what they're going to do with this whole DC, with this DC Studios, all of these things. Whether it's going to be good or not, I did a video giving my opinions on it, fine. But as I said before, this is the problem when you have certain things attached to you, one. And two, that people kiss up and suck up people in Hollywood, so they always get called no matter what. But when you have certain things attached to you and it doesn't work out, it remains with you. Like I said, Arrowverse started off really good, went downhill fast. Now that's always going to be attached to him whether he likes it or not. Like he said, he would have at least liked a meeting. I don't see you could have at least invited him for a meeting to hear what he have to say. If you don't like it, fine. But I'm not James Gunn and Peter Safran. I can't say for what you had to do. Guggenheim declared a small recognition of what I tried to contribute to the grand tapestry that is the DC universe, but alas, simply put, the Arrowverse hasn't led to any other gigs, so it feels at least on a career level that I really wasted my time with the CW legacy ending this year. Aside from Superman and Lois's exasperation makes sense. Here you see, CW destroyed themselves and everything attached to it. You look at any CW superhero related show now, and can you honestly tell me that you don't just feel disgusted by it? Honestly, just disgusted by it. I have to mention again Gotham Knights. Yes, it's already been cancelled after 13 episodes because CW has been sold, and it was sold without them even getting a single penny for it. But you have to take the millions of dollars of debt that came along with it. They even revealed that the company has never been profitable. That is what when you put out garbage like some of these shows, what were you expecting? Where instead of putting out quality material, you were more interested in virtue signaling and identity politics. You had Naomi, you understand me? Ava DuVernay came out and said that, it's going to focus heavily on identity politics. The show was garbage, they cancelled it. Black Lightning, I watched a couple of episodes of that, never really dig it. They cancelled that too. All these shows became about virtue signaling and identity politics. And yes, the Arrowverse may have started off really good, but it's gone downhill now. So I don't blame him for coming out and saying, that he thinks he really wasted his time. these shows, this Arrowverse thing, had they done it the way it was supposed to do it would have been fantastic. It could have really set the bar for something. But no, you all were more interested in just doing nonsense, especially when it comes to the CW, and this is what happened. So yeah, he goes and admitted he really did probably waste his time, because the state the Arrowverse is in now, he might really be right. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. And if every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.